Greetings, Legionnaires! Today I did battle against a dear old friend of mine in Spider-Man Homecoming. This is technically the 6th standalone blockbuster Spidey has led in the past 15 years, and marks the second reboot in the same amount of time. The question remains, is this a return to form for our walloping wallcrawler, or a film best left forgotten to this glut of superhero flicks? As always with my tactical reports, I'll deliver a brief and spoiler-free plot synopsis, the strengths of the picture, along with its weaknesses. Fresh off the events of Captain America's Civil War, Peter Parker is returned to New York craving a more meaningful superhero career. While he is more than capable of dealing with minor criminal offenses, he feels like he could do so much more. On patrol one night, Peter comes across some thugs stealing cash from a nearby bank equipped with some abnormally dangerous tech. This eventually leads him to the supplier of these weapons, Mr. Toombs, who's been repurposing alien hardware for profit. Without any external help, Peter embarks on a quest to dismantle the organization and put an end to the proliferation of these devastating armaments. Let's begin with all the strengths this movie contains. First and foremost is the cast. Tom Holland brilliantly plays both Peter Parker and Spider-Man quite well. He's intelligent, dorky, clumsy, and hilarious. He has believable interactions with each other character in the film, be it a mother-son relationship with Aunt May, a hero worship rapport with Tony Stark, or even a strange confidant chemistry with his onboard suit AI he names Karen. There isn't really a weak cast member in the bunch, but to play against the lighthearted antics of Peter, we are given Michael Keaton as Adrian Toombs. Not only do they do a good job of setting up his motivations, but he's equal parts likable and intimidating. This harkens back to the likes of Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina's characters back in the original Spider-Man trilogy, which is one of the highest compliments I can give. Another strength of this film is its many facets. Sure, it's superhero-focused in nature, but it's also a coming-of-age and high school story that many other films featuring the same titular character tend to gloss over. Embedded in that and everywhere throughout is humor. I laughed out loud on many occasions, and it's easily the funniest film the MCU has put out to date. It also doesn't pander to you in any way, and only briefly hints at Uncle Ben and a radioactive spider. One final point I want to make about the film is how they turned the Vulture into a terrifying foe. Typically he's just an old man who can fly, but with his enhanced technology, he always feels like an extreme threat. Now let's move on to some of the film's shortcomings, which thankfully were sparse. The only thing I can really say against the film is that CGI Spider-Man and Iron Man didn't always come off too well. They aren't horrible by any stretch, but they're noticeable. Other than that, I have no qualms. Truly, Spider-Man Homecoming is an outstanding success. Not only does it do a great job of integrating Spider-Man into the MCU as a whole, but presents a different, more relatable side to being a superhero. The action is solid, but the characters and humor really stole the show here. Despite some average CGI, this film is completely worth seeing in theaters. I truly can't wait for the sequel. Legionnaires, let me know what you think of the briefing in the comments below. If you saw the picture, let me know if you agree with my review, and share your thoughts. If you want to support the Legion, you can do so by liking, subscribing, or sharing this review with a fellow webhead. Also, be sure to check us out on patreon.com/criticalreviews to see how to support us and get some cool rewards in the process. If you need some more in-depth analysis of this picture, then check out this week's Critical Podcast, where I'll be discussing the film at length. Thanks for stopping by, and remember to adapt and overcome. Also, hey Sony, don't screw this up, please.